All right, the last thing that we need to do is engrave. Now, remember, if you're going to set it at the center and then however large your text is, you need to run to the bottom of that. My suggestion is before you actually do the engraving, run this about 3 or 4 millimeters above and just cut air so you can see if this is the alignment that you want as you're placing it. So that's some of my tricks that I do. I also oiled this a little bit so I have a little bit more of a contrast in order to see that engraving taking place. So I will change out the end mill to an engraver. I will reset 0 for Z. However, I'm still referencing off of my point, and that will still get me my 57.5 center in both directions. So that's kind of where I want to work with. But again, I want to cut air first in order to check the height of my text as well as where is it placement in terms of the y-axis. So that's what we're going to do next, and I'll let you go ahead and play with that. Now, one of the last things you can do under conversational is the actual engraving. So there you can type in whatever you want. You've got these selections in terms of what your font's going to look like. One of the things that I do is I set it up to be centered on that 57.5, if that makes sense. But my base is going to be fairly close. And again, I would highly recommend running this above about 2 or 3 millimeters just to make sure that it cuts the where you want it to be. I'm going to use my tool 33, which is an actual engraving bit. I'm going to go ahead and finish. I didn't make any changes, so I can close. And let's go ahead and load that and see what it's going to look like. And it'll show us our reference for the work that we have here. So again, I want to cut this in air just to double check that it looks like the placement's going to be there. And then once I'm done, I'll come back and reset my Z to that -2 versus the 2 that I had in order to make those adjustments. So I'll just make a quick little cut in air first. All right, so do a couple lines, found the half, found the 90 degrees, found my center, and I just roughly have a settings for where I'm going to drill my holes. Now all I have is a 3/16 bit. I'm just going to totally freehand this. One, because this will be a little bit difficult to mount securely in a vise. It can be done, but freehand would be just fine for this. And sometimes I will actually angle it just a little bit. So I'm just going to come in just nice and smooth and drill my holes. All right, now there's something I want to backtrack on. When I was doing the video on videotaping this, I used the 3/16. If you're not comfortable drilling into something round, because a lot of times you can get a drill bit that will drift or it'll float, may I suggest using a much smaller one, 1/8 inch or something like that, in order to create a pilot hole. And that will have less likely of a tendency to wander. You just kind of wash the wood grains. And if you can actually get in between the annular rings, the drill bit will actually go straight. If you're on top of that, it'll want to drift off of that. So those are some of the tricks in terms of basic woodworking. Also, remember, you've got a fairly thick bottom down here, so you will want to be up just a little bit, or you could angle it as you work on that as well. So those are some possibilities. So let's go ahead and drill this out, get that set. By the way, I've already got the engraving. It's a little bit difficult since it's not deep in order to see it in there. But it has been engraved, and we are ready to finish this up and then take it to the kitchen. All right, now we're in the final stages. So in order to create your shavings, I like to use one of my little hand block planes. I mean, it's just a simple one, nothing big. Just do some oak and then come through, save those shavings those curlicues, and then that'll be perfect for what we need to do. The other thing that I use is a quick little hand propane torch. Nothing very fancy, but it totally works, especially in terms of directing your flame. So if we go ahead and get this set, we're going to go ahead and take our bottom part. We're going to add some of our shavings. And I'm going to try and get it so you can see what's really going to happen in here. I have my lid ready to go. And this is what it'll look like. Torch it pretty well. You're going to have some flames coming up. Then go ahead, in order to keep it from smoking all through the house, you'll now see that that smoke is just setting in there. It's going to set on top of that, and however long you want it to be smoky, it's totally up to you. You can run a timer. You can do it for 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45, 60, whatever you think is appropriate for your needs. But that is your whiskey smoker. We'll let that sit for just a little bit more. I hope you guys enjoy the project and make more, because these are great gifts. So we'll go ahead and remove. And that is your new smoked whiskey.